Hi Shreya, so nice to see you here.
Hi, Sneha. Good to be here. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you. Okay, so my day job is a fairly interesting thing because I chose what I like to do, which is why I don't get bored of doing the work that I do. It's what any marketing head does, which is I work with my team of people to actually put the best stories and the best foot forward for the organization that I work with. So that's my day job. And it's very
Okay.
interesting because I chose very early on to eliminate areas of interest that I didn't have any interest in, and said I will
Okay.
work and stick to things that I really enjoy doing, because when you're picking or choosing a career, it's very important to not pick something that you don't essentially enjoy. So it's
Absolutely.
important to remember to actually choose something that gives you joy every day, because otherwise your work is as much a part of your life. There is no separates. So you need to ensure to pick something that gives you joy on an everyday basis. So it's important to do that, and that's exactly what I did. So my day job consists of marketing and communications, and absolutely enjoy it.
So from here, I'll move on to something that I read in one of an interview or something that you've written about how women need to save money which they're earning, but at the same time have enough money that they can spend on themselves when they want to spend it. They don't need to actually ask anyone else for permission or for the money when they wish to spend it. So when I come to this, what are your views around financial independence for women?
So, firstly, I believe that financial independence for women is no more a question of maybe they should have it. It's a question of they must have it. It's not a maybe yes no question. It is a yes must have answer. And having said that, financial independence is very crucial because at any point in time, one is you feel empowered, you have access to not be in situations which are perhaps threatening you, but you stick onto it because you don't have financial independence. So the minute you have financial independence, you have the choice to step out of toxic relationships, to be on your own, to be, and when I say relationships, it doesn't essentially mean with your spouse. I'm saying any relationship. If you have toxic relationship with your parents, having financial independence will help you set boundaries and say, I'm earning. I can, get myself out of this space. So financial independence gets you to take on that space of saying, I can do this on my own, right? Having said that, I'm terrible. I used to be a shopaholic till sustainability came deep into my life. And I had spent a lot of money before I realized I should start saving it. But my mother, who's a very, very smart woman in many ways, and even in context of money, she told me when I started earning that I should always split my salary in three ways. One part should go into expenses, which is basically your rent, your food, your travel, etc., etc. 33%, that is, 33% should go into savings, because that means you put away that 33%, not touching it. She said 33% needs to go into spending on yourself, whether it's a holiday, whether it's a treat, whether it's the parlor, whether it's things for yourself. So there is expenditure and expenses, which are in context, and that can include giving, a certain amount to your parents or whatever you want to do. Then the savings portion, which is 33%, and then the 33% which you spend on yourself. So that way, you have met all sides with equal merit, and then you've also saved for the future.
So now I'm going to go to a little more interesting question. So here I have words matter with me, and there's this one word in this book that has been really interesting for me, and I'd like you to talk about it. It's the
Okay.
word no.
So two things, right? One is when a woman says no, and I just spoke about this actually last couple of days. I've been speaking about this repeatedly. When a woman says no, she always means no. And if I ask any of you, I ask everybody who's watching, of instances in your life when you have said no, have you meant yes or maybe? The answer will always be no, right? When you said no, you meant no.
Yes.
But when you Google when a woman says no, for 38, 39 pages, it will say she means yes or maybe. When you watch films, when a woman says no, she's never taken seriously. When you watch ads and when a woman says no, she's never taken seriously. So there is a very, very scary social conditioning factor which makes this no very, very, very important. You need to be able to stand up and say no and set boundaries right from the time you're a child. Of course, not in defiance to your parents saying, I'm not going to study. No. But, you know, but in the fact of saying that if you're not comfortable with something, you need to say, I'm not comfortable with this. And when I say no, I mean no. And there are many films that are very, lightly touched upon this topic. Pink is one of them. And the minute you say stop, just because you have allowed something to go on for some time, it doesn't mean the history of that relationship or that equation gives the other person the freedom to disregard your no. So, no as a word for women is phenomenally important, whether it's at home, whether it's at the workplace, whether it's as a parent, whether it's as somebody in society. Only when you say an affirmative no, don't mess with me, no, will people take you seriously because they've been told that a no means yes or maybe. So you need to work that much harder to make your no as powerful a no as it should be.
Okay, it's been absolutely amazing having you here at Aspire for Her and actually listening to all these amazing stories from you. I'm sure all our viewers are super inspired by all that you've said and they have a lot to take home from this conversation. And as we come to the end of this,
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you so much.
thank you.
And all the
Bye.
best to everybody who's listening and following and will watch.
Thank you so much.